Donk Nation, Jackson Jennings, greetings and welcome to your Daily Dose of Donkey with Ginger. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey, bringing you the Bugcap following the Steelers loss to the Cleveland Browns. We're joined by Bugaboo. Tough one to take this week, huh?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of good to be said about this game. I mean, the Steelers defense did only allow 13 points. In closing half drives, allowed a rookie quarterback to go down and take his team into field goal range, which let him go up 10 points at halftime, and then field goal range to let him win the game 13-10. More importantly, the offense doesn't put up any points. It just was an effort that wasn't good enough to get the job done this week on the road, was it?
Yeah.
Anything you really want to talk about specifically in this game?
Yeah.
Go ahead. The floor's yours. I know you want to talk about Jalen Warren.
10-40 touchdown, 80s.
76 yards.
Yeah, 76 yards.
Yeah, that was a big play. That was essentially the whole Steelers offense. Actually, Jalen Warren himself was essentially the whole Steelers offense. I think he had 130 of the 240 total yards by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Really an anemic performance. Kenny Pickett looked like he was blocking the pass rush, and could you really blame him? I mean, first play of the game, Dan Moore doesn't even bother blocking Myles Garrett, the leading sacker in the NFL, doesn't even bother blocking him. The Browns should have challenged because it was clearly a safety. They don't. The Steelers get away with it, but it doesn't really result in much as the Steelers can't move the ball at all after that. But that opening sack, that missed block, just kind of really set the tone for what the game was, don't you think?
Yeah.
But then there were some good plays by Jalen Warren, breaking some tackles, making some moves, turning 0-yard gains into big gains. But more importantly, did you see anything else from anyone else on that offense that made you go, yeah, that's a player we need? No, nah. Deontay Johnson gets in a fight with a coach on the sideline. That's always a good sign, right?
I guess so.
No, that's definitely not. That's why I was being sarcastic there. I mean, this offensive performance was anemic. I understand the Browns are a good defense. Give them their credit. But you have to attack them down the field. It was clear the Browns knew it was coming. I remember Kenny going to the line one time and yelling for the little change of route, whatever, the alert, which switches to the other play that was called in the thing. As soon as he says alert, you see 3 Cleveland Browns shift to the left, and we run the ball right where they shift. It was pretty obvious, so you don't want to use that one as an example. Let's do the swing pass to Jalen Warren where he catches the ball, and there's 3 Cleveland Browns between him and the line of scrimmage. It was very clear from the get-go that the offensive play calls seem to be known by the Cleveland Browns, and this isn't the first time we've talked about the opponent knowing what the Steelers were going to do, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the defense, they're going up against they played a good game all in all. Only 13 points isn't a bad game, we could say, right?
Yeah.
Lucky on a tip ball interception, but that's how the Steelers play. Trenton Thompson, practice squad guy, elevated, missed a huge interception where he cut the ball off and might have had a touchdown. Remember that play?
Oh, yes.
I mean, that would have been huge for the Steelers. But what I want to talk about here is, yeah, the defense as a whole did a good job. They did what they should have done. They kept the team in position to win. And 13 points is nothing to laugh at, even if it's against a backup quarterback, a backup running back, a backup left tackle, and a third-string right tackle. But that's what I want to get to. A backup left tackle, a third-string right tackle. The Browns dropped back to pass 48 times, I believe. Maybe it's 49 times. The Steelers only get 1 sack. We're paying T.J. Watt $1 jillion. We're paying Alex Highsmith $1 jillion to be these pass rush dominant forces. And when you put on this game, the Cleveland Browns generate more pressure with their front four against the Steelers' legit starting offensive front, and the Steelers could generate pressures against the Cleveland Browns with a backup left tackle and a third-string right tackle. This pass rush needs to get back to being elite for the Steelers to start forcing those differential plays on defense, don't you think?
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming the defense here. There's enough blame to go to everybody. I honestly think the Steelers lost this game in the coaching phase, Bug, because when you look at it, the Browns knew what we were doing on offense, and on defense, we didn't stop the Browns from doing what they wanted to do, which was control the ball and not turn it over. We were not able to make those big impact splash plays on defense. I mean, only 1 sack, 1 interception against a rookie quarterback who threw 3 interceptions his first start. That's not really getting the job done. Yes, the 13 points was getting the job done. But where I think we lost it was they knew our offensive game plan. That was obvious. But more importantly, after the game, we hear Mike Tomlin say, I expected the game to be something like 13-10. We needed to make the bigger plays on the situational downs. You're going against a backup quarterback. In what world should you be trying to not beat this team by 2 or 3 scores? Mike Tomlin admitted he wanted it to be a close game. When you are the team that has playing a backup, you need to put that game away early and take them out of it, Bug.
Yep.
And the way Coach Tomlin talked about it, I just feel like the Steelers were ill-prepared and had a bad game plan going up against the Steelers. If we can't see this again this week at Cincy, or we might see the same result.
Indeed.
But, Bug, is there anything else you want to talk about this game before we get to the huge Steeler news of the week?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
I'd be getting a new.
That's the huge news. Let's hold that off for a second. Last thing I want to mention is Presley Harvin shanking punts and essentially costing the Steelers 10 yards of field position every time he went out there when opposed to Jorkis. This is about the 4th time where a punter in a field position game is really costing the Steelers. Do you think perhaps it's time to look for someone new to take over punting responsibilities in the Berg?
I guess so.
You guess so. Bugsy, I don't care about punters. I like quarterbacks and guys who get the football. He's all about the glory because that's what he thinks. That's where he thinks money is won. He does not like the trenches stuff. But you're saying it. We got a new coach. How did that happen?
I have no idea.
Is it because the Steelers have relieved Matt Canada of his responsibility as offensive coordinator?
Yes.
And mind you, this is the first time the Steelers have made an in-season coaching change since like 1941. Over 80 years, the Steelers have never done it. When we talk about the Steeler way, the standard is the standard. Oh my goodness gracious. I know it took Mike Tomlin a few weeks to get here after he promised big changes, but we've seen a new starting right tackle. We now have a new offensive coordinator. My goodness gracious, the big changes are coming. Matt Canada, who had not highlight now, we can say in his NFL tenure as offensive coordinator, has never put up a 400 yards of offense performance. That was embarrassing. He's now gone. We're looking for Mike Sullivan probably take over play calling duties. I heard that Faulkner might be taking over offensive coordinator duties. So those two will probably be the main guys looking to take over the spot for Matt Canada. But do you think this can reinvent the Steelers offense that has been just dreadful this whole season?
Yeah, he might get us to the Super Bowl.
Oh, we can hope so. Retake the 2011 Ravens way. Fire your offensive coordinator and pray the new one works out. Not really. They had a great coach in who was there? Campbell was there taking over? No, not Campbell. Who I think of? Caldwell. Caldwell there to take over at the time. Let's hope the Steelers get similar results here. I know you were talking about it. You're really hoping that this coordinator change can bring out the best in Kenny Pickett, who, as of right now, is still the Steelers' starting quarterback. And maybe this new coordinator thing, at the end of the game, will put their best player on the field. I mean, Jaylen Warren sitting on the bench in favor of Najee Harris when you need to go score makes no sense, does it?
Yeah.
I mean, Jaylen Warren shown to be the best player on this team, sees less than 50% of the snaps on offense. But how is that a thing?
In the world.
You have no idea in the world. Fair enough. Bug, anything else you want to talk about this week about the game against the Browns?
Yeah.
What?
The Browns kicking Kenny Helmet.
Oh, yeah, they did steal his helmet on that 4th down thing, and Roderick Jones steps up and makes sure Myles Garrett doesn't do any shenanigans for a second time. Good catch there on that. Bug, any shout-out for this week?
Last time once.
To the Browns. Wow, that hurts my soul a little bit that he said that. How about your pick this week? Steelers, Bengals, who'd you like?
You know who it is, black and yellow.
There it is. That's the Steelers pick. I like to hear that. I guess it's time to let you know I'm the Viking Donkey, Viking_Donkey, Twitch, Twitter, the X. Your daily dose of Donkey to Ginger is the channel where you get all the YouTube channel, that is, where you get all this fun content. Make sure to tune in. Bug's getting a little more excited about doing it. Maybe he'll talk a little more and more and more every week. And soon the Bugcap will be him talking and not me talking for the most part, which would be awesome. I'd love to see that. But he is the Bug. No socials. You only get to catch him here. I guess it's that time. We got to say, Jackson Chad, Donk Nation, I love y'all. Wave him if you got him.
Black and yellow, here we go. That's done.